Welcome. Today I'm going to show you the first type of page that I created for my little photo book journal. And it is this one. It's got a pocket on one side, and on the other side it has a deep pocket and a side pocket. And for now I'm leaving this. If I decide to cover it later, I guess I will show that in another video. But I really like the way these glossy photo book pages are slippery. That makes this a really good book for ephemera storage. Things can glide in very nicely and not get snagged and stuck. But I know this is a little bit not appealing looking, so I may end up covering that part, making a flap or something. We'll see. But before I do anything, I got to get the next page done. First things first for this video, I need to give credit where credit is due. The idea for this journal transformation from a photo album book came from my mother, who is actually the other half of Orabella Creative. And she already finished with hers. And I barely have gotten one page done. So right now I picked a bunch of pages of my scrapbook paper that I thought might look good with the cover. Haven't decided which ones I will be using yet, but for right now I'm just going to take one of them. And I measured this. I'm going to cut a strip that is 4 3/4. See, it's just a little bit short of 4 3/4, so I'm going to make it 4 3/4. Ooh. All right. Now, the reason the page ended up like this was because this paper was just short of fitting all the way, as you can see there. So what I did was I lined it up with the page. Make sure that that's even, so I'm not going to do it over that. But so even, more or less. Yes. Okay. So you'll also notice I'm doing this upside down. I decided that the pages were too fragile and floppy from the top to use these as inserts. So instead I'm doubling up the pages. Also, to reduce thickness, I'm taking out every other page. So first things first, taking out one page. Now, my pocket is going to comprise of these two pages together. So I'm going to have the solid side be here. And it's going to look like that. Eventually I will cover this also, so don't worry about that. I also have created this handy little doubled up paper. I put in 2 index cards into one of these, and I spread them apart so that they lined up perfectly, and then I stapled them together. And what they do is they hold this page firm while I attach this. So I'm going to use my trusty double-sided tape and do this off camera. Alright, I have my double sticky tape placed on the sides and on the top, and I'm not going to take it off yet because I need to do one more adjustment before I attach anything. This page is going to go here, and it's going to wrap around like this, but it's not just going to go onto this page, it's going to actually be attached to the second page. And because it doesn't go all the way up, I'm going to turn it into a pocket, and I like the pockets to have a bit of smooth reinforcement, so I'm going to fold it in. So a little fold right here. And now I have the placement of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the part of just this page number 2. I'm going to trim down so that this pocket can tuck around it. So I'm going to mark it. And because I want the paper to fold over, it means I have to cut it a little bit below the line that I drew. And now, in between these two, it'll be a very nice, slippery, smooth spot to keep pictures, tags, ephemera, whatever you'd like to store in there. So this is going to go like this right here. And then around. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually glue stick this. I don't want it to be lumpy, so I'm going to smooth it out a little. All right. I want it to lay like this. And just to keep it quick, I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. Now a little glue down here. Now folding this over, and have to take the support thing out now because otherwise it'll be stuck in there and I won't be able to reuse it. And now I'm going to take off the double sticky tape. Alright, the backing's off the double sticky tape. Tricky part is making this continue to lie flat while I place this. So I'm just going to start at the bottom and sort of smooth it down. Alright, there we go. Now I've got the shell of my pocket made. And now I'm going to do the outer pocket. For the outer pocket, I'm using a page from one of my printables, just as I used here. That's also one of my printables. I will link it below for my Etsy shop if anybody's interested. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how far in I want this pocket to go. So I'm going to say I want it to end here about 3.5 inches. So I'm going to want it to fold over, so I need to double it, so that makes 7 inches. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And I want the pockets to be around the side, like this one. So it needs to be a little bit longer than the 6 inches here. I like to fold it over so it's not a blunt edge. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer. I'm going to do an angled cut. So I have the fold on this side, and I'm not going to go all the way up, but I'm just kind of guesstimating the angle here. But as long as it's longer than 6 inches, it'll be fine. Now, when I place this here, I'm measuring where that fold is, and I'm going to fold it straight down. And even add a dot of glue. Now, all I'm going to do is add a line of glue here and here to attach it like this. And then the last step will be putting glue here and attaching it here. If I add all the glue at once, it might be messy. So first I'm going to do the back. All right, here you can see the thin line of glue down the center and the bottom. And I'm just going to line it up. Also, quick note, this, my printable, I printed on cardstock, but the paper that I used from the scrapbooking paper was thin, regular scrapbooking paper. All right, so I want to make sure it's lined up the way I want it to be before I glue the back side. So, like this. And there's the second line of glue. Just going to fold it over, and now I've got to let it set, so I'm going to clip it. I'd recommend adding a couple more clips, but for this video, that's all I'm going to show. Thank you for watching. Happy crafting. If you liked this video, please press the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much.